Let us move on to the introduction of this case study. A 42-year-old Nepali employee collapsed in Pasir, Gudang, Malaysia after falling from a building. The incident occurred during the scaffolding removal process. The Johor Occupational Safety and Health Department has placed a restriction notice and suspended work until an investigation is completed. Neglecting to ensure workplace safety may have legal implications.
So I'm going to explain the methodology of this case. So the research method is qualitative case study. And the data collection methods is analyze incident reports, conduct interviews with site workers and safety officers, and review safety protocols and compliance records. Data analysis methods. Thematic analysis of qualitative data is used to detect trends of safety violations and procedural errors.
These are the objectives: to understand circumstances leading to the incident, to identify the hazard and risks associated with the construction work, to propose preventive measures to avoid similar incident in future.
This case study is started on 2nd January, which is about a 42-year-old Nepali worker at a development project in Pasir Gudang tragically lost his life in an accident after falling from a height of 70 meters while removing scaffolding. The Johor Occupational Safety and Health Department (DOSH) responded quickly to the incident, which happened at 10:31 a.m. in the morning. They issued a prohibition notice and a stop work order while they look into the cause. The agency emphasized that, in accordance with the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1994, employees are required to maintain a workplace free from hazards and to report accidents as soon as they occur.
We move on to identifying hazard and risks according to the incident. First, working at heights. Risk: falling from 70 meters. Potential consequences: severe injury or death. Incident context: worker fell from a significant height while removing scaffolding, indicating inadequate fall protection measure. Next, scaffolding issues. The risk of the incident is structural instability or collapse of scaffolding. The potential consequences is fall and severe injuries. Incident according to the context: worker was engaged in removing scaffolding, suggesting potential instability or improper assembly of the scaffolding structure. Next, the lack of property safety training. The risk of the incident is unawareness of safety protocols and proper equipment use. Consequences is increased likelihood of accidents and injuries. Incident context: the fall might be attributed to insufficient safety training. Next, improper use of equipment. The risk, according to the incident, is equipment failure or misuse. Potential consequences: accidents leading to injury. For the incident context, lack of proper training on equipment handling.
Next, we are going into the preventive measure. First and foremost, to conduct a comprehensive risk assessment. Employers should conduct true risk assessments before starting any project and identify potential hazards related to scaffolding and high altitude work. Next, to provide safety trainings and education. Employers should implement regular safety training sessions for all workers, emphasizing fall prevention and proper scaffolding procedures. In addition, employers can also include specific training for new employees and a refresher courses for experienced workers. Then, to have a supervision and monitoring. Employers should ensure a constant supervision of workers engaged in the high-risk tasks by assigning qualified safety officer to monitor compliance with safety protocols. Lastly, employers should establish an emergency response plan. This can include conducting regular drills to ensure workers are prepared to handle accidents. So next, I'm going to explain about the legal regulatory framework based on this case. So we refer the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. The responsibilities: employees must ensure the safety, health and welfare of employees by providing a safe working environment, conducting risk assessments and implementing effective safety measures. The enforcement is DOSH is empowered to enforce compliance, conduct inspections, issue stop work orders, and initiate legal action against violators. So the next legal regulatory framework is Factories and Machinery Act 1967. Based from this act, the responsibilities: employers must ensure machinery is properly maintained, operated by qualified personnel and meet safety standards. The operated by qualified personnel means someone that is competent for the machine. And the enforcement, DOSH inspects machinery and factories, enforces safety standards, and penalizes non-compliance. Then the first part of the discussion, which implication. There are 2 points where we wanted to address, which the first one is the necessity of stringent adherence to safety protocols. Firstly, legal compliance and avoidance of penalties. Compliance with established safety protocols ensures that construction sites meet legal and regulatory requirements. This adherence helps avoid costly fines, legal penalties, and potential shutdowns by regulatory authorities like the Johor Occupational Safety and Health Department. Next, reducing accidents and injuries. Stringent adherence to safety protocols significantly reduces the likelihood of accidents and injuries on construction sites. Comprehensive safety measures such as proper scaffolding, procedures, and the use of personal fault arrest system are essential to protect workers from fall and other hazards. Next, the implication that we wanted to address is the role of employers' responsibility in preventing workplace hazards. Firstly, implementation of safety management system. Employers should establish and maintain a robust safety management system that encompasses risk assessments, incident reporting, and continuous improvement processes. This system ensures a structured and systematic approach to managing workplace safety. Next, regular safety audits and inspection. Employers must conduct regular safety audits and inspection to identify potential hazards and ensure compliance with safety standards. This proactive measure help detect and mitigate risks before they result in accidents.
We move on to the comparison between the necessity of stringent adherence to safety protocols and the role of employer responsibility in preventing workplace hazards. For the necessity of stringent adherence to safety protocols, for the first point is legal compliance and avoidance of penalty. It to ensure construction sites meet legal and regulatory requirements. For the role of employer, the implementation of safety management system to establish and maintain robust safety management system encompassing risk assessment, incident reporting, and continuous improvement. For the stringent adherence to safety protocol, it to reduce accidents and injury, significantly reduce the likelihood of the accident and injury on construction sites. For the role of employer responsibility, the regular safety audits and inspection to conduct regular safety audits and inspection to identify potential hazard and to ensure compliance with safety standards.
Okay, for limitations, there's 2 limitations. First is limited information on the exact procedural failures due to the ongoing investigation. From this, I will point out the unidentified root cause. It is challenging to identify the main cause of an accident in the lack of a thorough investigative report, identifying whether the failure resulted from a human error, unsafe machinery, or systemic safety issues is part of this process. Okay, so next is potential bias in self-reported data from interviews. Which we will point out the subjectify and recall bias means the information gathered through site worker and safety officer interviews may contain recall bias in which participants may not correctly recall or recount the circumstances leading up to the accident. This may lead to a misleading or limited understanding of what happened. In conclusion, the fatal accident in Pasir Gudang highlights crucial deficiencies in safety measures and oversight in construction works. These incidents demonstrate the urgent need for strict adherence to safety protocols and comprehensive supervision to protect workers. To mitigate such risks, it is essential to implement mandatory use of personal fault arrest systems, provide rigorous training and supervision for high-risk tasks, and to conduct a regular safety audits with strict enforcement of safety regulations. Additionally, future research should explore advanced safety technologies to enhance workplace safety further. By addressing these areas, we can significantly improve safety standards and prevent future workplace accidents.